let's talk about one of the things that is, I think, very confusing to a lot of lending people. It has to do with what's an application. Now, you may know about Reg B, the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, and it talks about applications and completed applications. But catch this, HMDA does not define a completed application. It only defines an application, and you can see there in italics, an oral or written request for a covered loan. We're going to come to that in a minute. And then it says made in accordance with procedures. Now, you might say, well, we want all this extra data before we call it an application. And the point of those procedures is not about the amount of information. That's what defines a completed app for Reg B. And again, there is no such thing as a completed app in HMDA. So we're talking about how the procedures might be. We don't take phone apps. You can't drive by our bank and throw a paper airplane out the window and consider that we received that. You've got to go through our website, or you need to come in and talk to somebody. You have procedures that way. That's what we can define, and you have some wiggle room. So to say, well, we don't have an app yet because I don't have a purchase agreement, for instance, not really allowed. So make sure that you're looking at when was this initial request for credit. If I'm an auditor, that's what I'm looking for, not a complete app. And again, as we go through and I talk about pre-approvals and I talk about our action taken codes, I think you'll be able to connect some dots that will help you understand this. Now, again, as I mentioned before we started, you need to have these materials printed out because I want you to pick up your pens and write down these two words: application regulation. Application regulation. I guess I should say technically, HMDA is an application regulation. We're going to record all applications that meet this, not just originated loans. In fact, they're more interested in your denials and withdrawals and closed for incompletes, approved, not accepted, not just origination. So HMDA is an application regulation. Understand that you're going to report lots of things that didn't get originated. Also, you're going to collect demographic information at the time of application. Well, there's the definition right there. It's not complete again. It's what I'm going to call initial application. And then 3, understand this, that sometimes things change. Sometimes it starts out looking like HMDA, and then we find out some things that are wrong or change it, though it's not. And maybe they have some information in the file that looked, smelled, act like HMDA, but it didn't end up on the loan application register. Well, that'd be okay if it's truly not. We don't want to make 2 errors. We don't want to collect demographic information and report it when it shouldn't be. On the other hand, sometimes things don't look like HMDA, but later then churn into HMDA. Maybe there's a modification in their request. So you need to make sure that as you're auditing this, that you're looking for what was this? How did it start out? Why is this not on the loan application register? Or why is it? It doesn't look like that. And understand that this all goes back to when do you have an application, and sometimes those things can change. So it's not fair if someone says, I'm going to refinance my house. And so we're collecting information, and then we find out that, no, it's not really a refinance, and maybe it falls through the cracks. We have to be able to say as auditors, okay, it looks like it was HMDA. We found out later it's not, and they're okay. All right, now, setting up a lot of terminology here for you to get, just in case, look at 3A on page 5 there. I want you to understand that closed in, I'm going to call it loans. And what do I mean by that? Non-revolving. Draw the money, maybe multiple advances like a construction line, you might call that. But if it's not revolving, it's not a line of credit, it's a loan. Very common that we use that terminology, line of credit, meaning that it's multiple advanced. But once they pay back, can they draw the money again? And if not, that's non-revolving. That's a loan for HMDA. The B, open end, lines, that's revolving. Home equity lines of credit. So draw the money, pay it back. You can draw it again up to a certain amount of time.